friends, it's Natasha. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is all about the Girls Can Crate digital subscription. So I had the opportunity to review this digital subscription, and so a disclaimer, this was sent to me for free in exchange for my review. So I was sent these digital files, and so I was able to print them out. Welcome to Girls Can Crate, and here's a note about copyright, and so you can't share this with anybody else, so this needs to stay in your family. So Girls Can Crate, it has a couple different components in the digital download. So you get a story introducing a fearless female world changer. You get a printable activity sheets to explore more. You get instruction for one hands-on STEAM activity, and a take it further section with questions to consider and space to share what you learned. In this one, we are learning about Althea Gibson. She's a tennis player, and then she turned into a golfer. She's just like an amazing athlete all around. So here we have the activity book. It has a story to read. So now I was supposed to print this out differently, but anyways, so it should go like this. So here's a story for you and to read to the kids out loud, or they could read it themselves out loud. But I read it to them. We just sat around the table and I read the story to them. So this introduces them to Althea in this case, but whoever the woman is that you're learning about, you will get introduced to her in the story, and I love how it did include some real photographs of her. My kids always like to see the person. Whenever we're reading a book, they always ask me, never fails, can you look her up? Because they want to see her actual picture. So then we had this page here where it was terrific tennis, and so it talks about what is tennis, and then it had this section here where they actually had to use some math skills to figure out the point. So I love that. I love that it included math in there. And then here is a tennis court, and it shows how the game is played and how the ball goes from one spot to another and all that, which was really cool because honestly, I didn't even know. And then we have this page here with a quote. This is basically the last page, but here's some activity sheets. So we had, can you spot the 8 differences between the 2 pictures? And then we had scrambled sports. And then we had this take it further, and this daughter didn't want to write, so she ended up doing this orally. Here's my other girls, those same sheets, so I just printed them their own. Then we did this really fun finish the net activity where the girls had to trace one of the lines, and if they were the one to close the box, they got to put their initial in the box, and whoever had the most initials at the end won. Then we did this experiment with sweat, which was pretty cool. It was a very basic experiment, but it really got its point across. And okay, so put your hand in the water and then remove it, and keep your other hand dry.
Okay, dry.
Okay. After a minute, you're going to see which hand feels cooler and which one feels warmer. Okay, so which hand feels cooler?
The one that's in the water. The wet one.
The wet one?
The wet one.
So, did you know when your body is working hard, running around, riding your bike, you've probably noticed that you get sweaty.
Yes.
Your body temperature is usually a nice 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. But when you exercise, your body temperature heats up and your brain does not like it. And then we have a tennis game. So this incorporated science and art, and it was fabulous. And so it has everything that you need. These are all materials that we had on hand, so I didn't have to go and buy anything. Okay, so we made the net, and we didn't cover it with anything. We just cut cardboard and tied it to some vitamin C containers. we didn't have any water bottles, so I just tied it to vitamin C containers. It worked just as well. And then we made our rackets, and we just used boxes that we had on hand for the cardboard, and then the girls decorated them, and then we played the game. And so they just took turns playing, and they had so much fun. And it even gives an example for table tennis versus outdoor tennis, and for younger players, how you might adjust that, and how you might practice hitting the ball, like place a ball in a bag and tie the bag closed, hang the bag in a drawer, and practice hitting the ball over and over for that eye-hand coordination. So I thought that was really helpful that it did consider the younger players. down here, want to learn more, find this book. So I actually did go on Amazon and purchase this book. And so I thought that was really neat that it gave a suggestion for a book to continue learning about Althea. And so anyway, this was so much fun. My girls absolutely loved it, and I think it is perfect to use in your homeschool. And you can spread this out over multiple days if you want. What we did, we just made a whole fun day out of this. This was our homeschool for the day. This is all we did. And it was a blast. Now, going through everything, it did take a few hours. That's why we made it our homeschool for the day. So the kids got basically everything in. They got in math, they got in reading, they got in science, they got in art, they got in some physical activity, and they got in even history with learning about her. So they got in everything. But you could totally do it however you want, but we chose to do it all in one day and really just enjoy the day. So thank you so much for Girls Can for sending me this. And if you have any questions, please put them down below. If you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe because I do all kinds of homeschool related content on this channel. So I'm going to put a link down below where you can find out more information about this digital crate. And I will talk to you soon.